Kim, what is our third main topic today?
All right, guys, this is coming from Alton Wang. With all the Marvel movies coming out, including Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and DC movies such as Flash, Aquaman, and Batman, what are your most anticipated movies of 2022? Thanks.
All right. Thanks for saying that in. And yeah, like last week, we did our little discussion there about what is our top films of 2021. But every year, I mean, I don't do lists, but every year I will do, what was my favorite of the year? What is my most anticipated of the year? So we're going to do that now. We're going to sit here and talk about what are the movies that we believe you guys really got to keep your eyes on moving forward into the next year. And Rob, since we've got you here, why don't we start things off with you as far as your most anticipated films of the year this year?
Do you want me to give you the whole list?
Let's go one at a time. Starting from 10. Starting from 10. We'll go down one at a time.
I'm going to start with an honorable mention.
An honorable mention.
An honorable mention. My honorable mention is The Fabelmans.
Oh.
Now, what is that movie about, you might ask? It is Steven Spielberg's, it says Ramona Clef about his own life, about his youth.
About his mom.
Growing up, his mom, his dad, but it's called The Fabelmans, and it's supposed to come out, I think, holidays of 2022, a year from now.
All right. Let's get into your top 10.
My top 10, hang on. Okay, now I'm going to say, John, I have no comic book movies on this list. No The Batman, no Doctor Strange, no Thor Love and Thunder. I went no comic book movies. So number 10 is Bardo, Inarritu's new movie. No idea what it's about. All anybody can tell me is that Bardo is a term that means like a bag of half-truths. And of course, he did Birdman, and he's done, so many other wonderful films, and I'm a huge fan of his. He's at number 10. Number 9 is Disappointment Boulevard, Ari Aster's movie. And Ari Aster made, of course, Midsummer, and he made Hereditary, great horror films. Can't wait to see what he's going to do with this. Number 8, Top Gun Maverick. Why? Directed by it's directed by Joseph Kosinski. Why did I pick that? Because it's Tom Cruise and it's Top Gun.
That's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know. And they shot lots of jets with real with real cameras. Number 7 is The Northman. The Northman. Robert Eggers' The Northman. Robert Eggers, of course, made The Witch, made Lighthouse. I love those films. Number 6, Elvis. Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic. Come on now.
Tom Hanks.
I can't, as the Colonel, I can't even imagine what that movie's going to be. Number 5, David Fincher's The Killer. David Fincher delves back into the serial killer territory he covered so wonderfully in Zodiac and Seven. And I do think, yes, serial killer movies are wonderful. So number 4 from Noah Baumbach, White Noise, based on the Don DeLeo book from the mid-'80s that I particularly loved. That's sort of about the whole malaise of the modern age. Can't wait to see that. Number 3 is Damien Chazelle of La La Land, First Man, and Whiplash fame. His new movie, Babylon. Who knows? It's Damien Chazelle. I've liked all 3 of his last movies. Have no idea. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese back. It's Martin Scorsese. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. I'll watch anything he makes. And number 1, John, Avatar 2. Woo! Don't you dare come at me. I dare you. Everyone always says, James Cameron's making Titanic. Who's going to go see it? It's $100 million over budget. Avatar, it's Fern Gully in space. It's Dances with Wolves on another planet. Yeah. And you know what? James Cameron is doing all the R&D for the motion picture business. He's never let you down, ever, ever, ever. Avatar 2. We're going back to Pandora, baby, and we're going swimming.
I love it. All right, that's a great list. There's a number of your films that are on my list as well. So let me look. I got to cheat here because I was going down and trying to come up with my list, and there was just too much. So I have. First of all, let's review one more time quickly here what Rob's ones were, shall we? Rob's ones were, we have number 10, Bardo, number 9, Disappointment Boulevard, number 8, Top Gun 2, number 7, The Northman, number 6, Elvis, number 5, The Killer, number 4, White Noise, number 3, Babylon, number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon, and number 1, Avatar 2. By the way, Killer of the Flower Moon, my accountant, Josh, his wife is the star. She's one of the three main stars of the film. So
Don't we get a set visit? Come on, man.
Josh told me he'll get her to come in once the movie is ready to go into promo. So we're going to be kind of excited about that. All right. Okay, so now I got to do no less than 13 honorable mentions.
Oh
I know.
Wow.
I know.
The assignment giver.
But I mean, there are so many films. Listen, I initially had 31 honorable mentions. I am so excited about this year in film. I am so excited about this year in film that at the most I could cut it down to is 13 honorable mentions. Okay, so sue me, whatever. But we'll go through this quickly. Okay, the first group of honorable mentions, I got to say this: Mission Impossible 7, of course. The Flash. I mean, there's a lot. We're gonna be talking about the Flash in a bit, but there's so much going into that stew. I love the first Aquaman, so Aquaman 2 I'm excited about. I'm excited about Jurassic World Dominion. I'm excited about Avatar 2, and I'm excited about Morbius. One of the films that they showed us at CinemaCon was some stuff for Bullet Train. Being directed by John Wick's David Leitch, Brad Pitt, Andrew Koji, who is the best part of Snake Eyes, and his show. What's the show called? Warrior. His show Warrior. I absolutely love him. Andrew Taylor Johnson. So you got Kick-Ass in there. Brian Tyree Henry, Zazie Beetz, and they all play assassins after different targets on a train. Being directed by the John Wick director who also did Deadpool 2. This, of course, Bullet Train's got to be on there. So I'm super excited about Bullet Train. Also, I'm excited about Babylon. I mean, it's Damien Chazelle. So, I mean, you look at his last three films.
Man. You like La La Land, right?
I love La La Land. I really did. Not as much as a lot of people did, but
Scott Mance.
Nobody likes it as much as Scott Mance does. So there's that. There is Turning Red. That's the new Pixar film. I think that looks amazing.
It does.
So that sounds great. Elvis is one of the ones that I've got on there. Bullet Train we already covered. Then this one I got to talk. This one kind of came out of nowhere and shocked me because the trailer came out and I never even heard of it. Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh.
I forgot. That trailer's amazing.
Doesn't that look amazing? Yeah. It looks so good. So I'm like, how can I not put Everything Everywhere All at Once on at least my honorable mentions list? Then, how can you not be excited about Don't Worry, Darling, the new Olivia Wilde film? She came out of the gate with Booksmart as her directorial debut. We've all been waiting for her next film. Don't Worry, Darling, coming out, looks great. I also got to mention The Gray Man. This is, for those of you who don't know anything about what The Gray Man is, it is a former spy being played by Ryan Gosling, who's got a hit put out on him, and one of his former colleagues is after him, being played by Chris Evans, and it's being directed by the Russo brothers. So the Russo brothers with Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling in like a spy versus spy kind of actioneer film. How can you not be excited about that?
Yeah.
So, okay, so my honorable mentions.
Damn.
Mission Impossible, The Flash, Aquaman 2, Jurassic World Dominion, Avatar 2, Morbius, Bullet Train, Babylon, Turning Red, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Don't Worry, Darling, The Gray Man. There's so many fucking good movies coming up this year.
You told me I can only have 10.
I know.
Come
And then I
on.
totally cheated. I did tell you could put in some honorable mentions if you wanted to, but I said
put
like,
in
maybe
one.
Like 3.
Honorable mention.
But I was up last night so late, and I'm trying to pare down the list. Like I said, it was 31 at first. My honorable mentions were.
There's
31.
a lot of crazy foreign films, like there's Pink Sky or Pink Cloud or whatever. I want to see that. Didn't put that on the list.
Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, Stamps.com. Now, whether you are a small business owner, have a side hustle, selling stuff online, maybe you just like to share things back and forth with your friends, good news, Stamps.com is going to help you out a lot. Because if you're anything like me, there are many times in my life that I didn't send something to a friend of mine or I didn't want to sell something online simply because I didn't want the hassle and expense of having to ship stuff out. And for those of us here at the John Campea Show, Stamps.com is going to be huge for us in 2022 because we've been doing more giveaways like shirts, pops and other things, and we plan on doing a lot of that. And that's just wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Stamps.com. Stamps.com. And for people like us, Stamps.com is a godsend because it lets you print out official postage right from your computer so you can spend less time at the post office and more time running your business or sharing things with the people in your life. And Stamps.com doesn't just give you access to the US Postal Service, it also works with UPS now right from your computer. And you can get discounts that you cannot get anywhere else, like up to 40% off the United States Postal Service rates and 76% off UPS. So right now, head on over to Stamps.com and go up to that microphone up in the corner, click on that and enter the promo code Campea, that's CAMPEA. This will give you a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts required at all. And now, let's get back to the video. All right, so let's get into my actual top 10.
The actual top 10. Here we
Yeah,
go.
the real top 10.
The real top 10. So I'm going to put up the top 4
I'm
here
putting
all at
50
once.
on my next list.
And well, you should. All right, so we're gonna start off with these, and then we'll get into the top 3. My number 10 is Black Adam. I think probably because it's been like 5 years since we were at CinemaCon and saw Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson
It's
come
been
out.
78 years.
It's been 78 years. So I guess I've been waiting so long for it that I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I am very, very excited for this. I don't know if it's going to be great or not, but the built up, anticipation for it's got there. Number 9, a lot of people are going to disagree with me. Don't care. Uncharted. I think the last trailer looked fantastic. I think this could be the start of the next great adventure series. It could be a total bag of crap, but I don't care what anybody else says. I think this looks like it has a lot of things going for it. Last trailer was great. Killers of the Flower Moon at number 8. You got Leo DiCaprio working with Marty Scorsese again. I mean, but Marty Scorsese said he didn't think comic book films are cinema. Yeah, okay, that was a dumb thing to say. He's still one of the top 4 greatest directors of all time. And he's working with Leo DiCaprio, and they constantly make magic together. So Killers of the Flower Moon is my number 8. Number 7, Lightyear. When they first announced it, I thought, that's weird. But then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, okay, I felt like my heart stirred watching
It looks great.
It looks so good.
The design is incredible.
Song choice, it was just a perfect song for that. Number 6, Doctor Strange 2. I love Benedict in this role. I love Wong. I love everything about this franchise. The trailer was great. It looks like a lot of really cool things could happen. We'll see what happens there. Number 5, Thor: Love and Thunder. You guys know that I think the first Thor movie is the second most underrated comic book film of all time. Directed by, again, the great Kenneth Branagh. Thor Ragnarok was so bonkers great. And Taika Waititi's back. And now you got Christian Bale
I can't wait.
as Gore the God Butcher. How can you not be excited about that? So now my number
What's
5.
the first most underrated comic book movie of all time?
I can't. That guy's movie right there.
Oh,
Right there.
In case you didn't
Man
know.
of Steel, in case you didn't know, is the most underrated comic book film of all time. Anyway, moving on now. And then 4, I never would have said this before CinemaCon, but they showed us like 15 minutes of Top Gun Maverick at CinemaCon. I have been saying for a year, this movie is too late. Nobody cares. This is going to be a sad kind of trying to get it.
You're wrong.
Throw that all away. Forget I said any of that. I watched like 15 minutes of this and I almost wanted to riot when the footage ended. I'm like, no, you keep playing this. Keep playing this. It was phenomenal, the stuff they showed us. I couldn't believe it. So I'm really, really excited about that. All right, let's get into my top 3 here, shall we? This won't surprise anybody that it's in my top 3. At number 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie came out the same year as Black Panther and came out the same year as Avengers Infinity War. And I believe this was the best comic book movie that came out that year. I still believe it's the best close competition between it and Spider-Man 2. But for now, I'll say I think it's probably the best Spider-Man movie ever made. And then that trailer came out, which was very unexpected. And it had all the charm and all the glory. So I'm really looking forward to that. So my number 3 most anticipated film this year, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 2, another film you mentioned, Rob, The Northman. I heard about The Northman. I'm like, okay, this sounds like it could be interesting. You got Eggers, who directed The Lighthouse
And Witch.
directed The Witch. I loved The Witch.
Loved it.
Absolutely. It wasn't for everybody. I thought it was fantastic. I still don't know what the F the Lighthouse was, but I know when I came out, I'm like, and I've never stopped thinking about it. I've never stopped thinking about the Lighthouse, even though I'm still not sure what it is I watched. They showed us a good 10 minutes of The Northman at CinemaCon. And I'm a big fan of the History Channel's Vikings, the show. And I'm watching this and I'm like, this could be the best film of the year that's coming out. This could be the best film of the year. Obviously, it might be garbage. I haven't seen it yet, but it could be the best film of the year. The Northman is my number 2 most anticipated movie of the year. No surprises here. Everybody knows what my number 1 is. Twilight Boy, starring in
Oh my god.
The Batman. Twilight Boy, starring The Batman. I was always excited about it. I love the casting of Robert Pattinson. I mean, I want Ben Affleck directing it, but if it can't be Ben Affleck, Matt Reeves is great. So I'm excited about that. But it's been the trailers. The trailers have given us a sense of what the tone that Matt Reeves is going for in this movie, the era in which it's going for, what kind of Bruce Wayne we're getting. It looks visceral. It looks like a great 80s, 90s psychopath serial killer hunt movie, like a Seven or like something like that, mixed in with a comic book movie. I cannot help myself. I am bananas excited for the Batman. Now, again, it might be terrible, but I am bananas excited for it. So again, my top 10 are Black Adam, just because it's been like 78 years of waiting for it, and I'm super stoked for it. Number 9, Uncharted. Number 8, Killers of the Flower Moon. Number 7, Lightyear. Number 6, Doctor Strange 2. Number 5, Thor, Love and Thunder. Number 4, Top Gun Maverick. Number 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 2, The Northman. And number 1, The Batman. And there's one other I forgot to mention for honorable mention. I think you'll agree with it. Knives Out 2.
Oh yeah. I'll agree with that.
I totally forgot about Knives Out 2. Knives Out 2 I've got to have in my honorable mentions list. So listen, this has been running a long time. But Ray, let me ask you. I'm not going to ask you to give a full 10.
I won't.
If you had to say like your 3 movies, you won't. What are 3 movies you're like most excited about this year?
One honorable mention, because we have nothing on it yet, but that key Nope.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
Jordan
I can't
Peele's
wait to
new
see that.
movie.
Yep.
Not going in that scary house. Nope.
But okay, we talk about South Park a lot and a lot of the animated films.
Yeah.
A lot of people, my favorite animated film, which I keep up with weekly, is Bob's Burgers. So that movie's
the
coming
series.
out.
Yeah.
So that's one of mine. Another one is because I like space and natural disasters. There's a movie coming out in February called Moonfall.
Moonfall. They showed
That-
us a bunch of that at CinemaCon too.
What you think?
Okay, look.
Well, look,
It's being
Dude, I'll go
directed-
with you. We'll go opening night, bro.
Yeah, 'cause with me, when it comes to natural disasters and space, it doesn't have to make sense to me. Just
Oh,
make
I'm
it.
in.
The effects be good.
And alien
I just want to have a good
technology
time
on the moon?
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
And
So
it's being directed by
Toby Emmerich.
Wait, what?
Roland Emmerich.
Roland
Toby
Emmerich.
Emmerich's the studio executive.
Okay.
Who is like Roland Emmerich,
From
who is
Sony,
like
right?
Warner Brothers.
who is
Warner
like
Brothers.
the king of the disaster
Disaster guy.
films.
Yeah, right.
And look, does it look like it's going to be, to quote Marty Scorsese, cinema? No. Does it look like it could be completely bonkers fun? Yeah, maybe.
It's like the moon attacking Earth, right?
It's
Is
the
that what
moon-
it is?
It's kind of the moon attacking
Well,
Earth.
I'm all in, baby.
As long as it's Unicron, right?
Yeah,
As long
yeah.
as
Okay.
it's Unicron.
And my number one has to be, because with Jonathan Majors, Creed 3. So that's my
Oh,
my
yeah,
list.
I totally
Big
forgot
boxing
about.
fan. It's got to be Creed 3. I want to see how Michael B. Jordan does behind the camera.
Oh, yeah,
And
he's
also on the set.
directorial friend, that's
So
right.
yeah, that's my 3 right there.
What about you, Kim? You got the couple you want to mention?
I have a quick list. 10, Doctor Strange. 9, The Lost City, because I love to laugh, and I think Sandra Bullock is just gonna
The
bring
new
it.
Romancing the Stone.
It's exactly.
Hey, again, they showed us a bunch of it at CinemaCon. It actually looks like it has some promise.
I'm
It really
looking forward
does.
to this because I want to laugh till I cry, and she always does that to me. Don't judge me. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I think a lot of people have that on their list.
Absolutely love Nicolas Cage. Aquaman 2, The Batman, Bullet Train. Number 4, Black Panther. I'm rooting for this film, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do and where the story's going to go. Mission Impossible 7, I wrote out a whole paragraph. We don't have time. Maybe on my Instagram, I'll talk about it. This franchise means so much to me. And Tom Cruise's dedication, it's not just like, oh, I just want to cause drama and do incredible stunts. His dedication to making this world real is incredible. So I'm excited to see that. Black Adam, it's been a long time coming. I'm excited to see Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
And Aldous
Yes.
Hodge. I love that guy. He has great energy. And The Rock, we always imagine him. He can be walking around in a nice business suit, and we see him as a superhero. So I'm excited to see him embody a superhero. And number one, Jurassic Park Dominion. Seeing that Mosasaurus come through as people were surfing, it's answering the question that we all thought when we saw the first one. We were all wowed, like, you took us into the world of dinosaurs. And we always thought all these years, except for when they went to New York, what's it going to be like if they come into our backyard? If we're golfing and we
Right.
see a T-Rex, you know, that end of the scene with the T-Rex growling at the lion at the zoo. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's my list.
And that thing is going to make a ton of money. It's going to make a ton of money. when it
huge.
hits.
I want to do a ticket watch for that.
I want all the people to get eaten. Like all the money. I want all the people.
All the
Every
people
human
get
being.
eaten.
I want to see lots of carnage.
Oh man,
You
I'm
and
there.
Jeff Goldblum are on this screen
Carnage,
waving.
carnage, carnage.
I will say this though, because one of the films that I wrestled with was one that you mentioned, which was Black Panther 2. And here's why I ultimately left it off my list. Now, this movie, I hope it ends up being the best comic book movie ever. But number one, it doesn't have Chadwick Boseman. So that instantly hurts my anticipation level of it. Number two, they made what I believe is the mistake of writing out the T'Challa character. I'm like, okay. Again, I get it. They did it for respect reasons, but I think it would be more
Has that
respectful to
actually
do-
been confirmed? It's been
yeah,
confirmed.
yeah. They're
Okay,
shooting
I didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I thought they were on the fence about it.
No. They announced a long time ago they weren't going to recast it. And so, number one, it doesn't have Chadwick. And then number two, they've taken out the main character. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So that doesn't mean I think the movie's going to be bad, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that really made a hit on my anticipation. Why wasn't it like, Rob, I know you kept comic book movies off your list, but would Black Panther have been on your top 10 of anticipated if you had included them?
Here's the thing. If someone said to me, Rob, if you had to make Black Panther Wakanda Forever in the wake of Chad Boseman's passing, how would you do it? And I would say, you know what I would do? I'd make Godfather 2. In Godfather 2, you see a young Vito Corleone, and you see how he rose to power and how he became the Godfather, because Marlon Brando died in
Right.
The Godfather, and you bring back. So
Bring in Robert De Niro to do it.
I would do a relationship story between young T'Challa and T'Chaka, where T'Chaka had to go through some ordeal. And then at the same time, juxtapose that with a modern day current MCU story, and you watched both stories play into one another. And so the new person that has to rise up, maybe there's a competition, a struggle for power, whomever, that would juxtapose with the original story when T'Challa was a boy.
That's a really good idea.
That would be my idea.
I love that idea.
So you're welcome to it. Please, anyone take that story and run with it. Hey, Marvel, I'll write that comic book.
Hello.
All right, guys. Question is for you. I mean, we literally could have done a 4-hour special,
I
like
could go
laying
on.
out.
I'm not kidding you. I legit wrote a paragraph at 5 a.m. this morning because I was so excited to talk about it. And I know we don't have time, but yeah.
Question is for you.
I'm just happy I got a date for Moonfall.
Yeah, you're right. You can go.
There, man. Ticket watch. Move
Ticket
on.
watch.
Rob and Ray.
What do you guys think? What were there films that we left out of our list that you would put on? Are there films that we have on our list that you would definitely take off? Whatever you guys are anticipating this year, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.